Joe Biden has given his most vital gathering since pulling out from the 2024 authority political race for Kamala Harris. The president told Robert Costa of CBS News that it had been a critical honor to go about as president anyway. He had a promise to the country to stay aware of a vote-based framework and defeat Donald Trump. Biden in like manner said he was unsure there would be a serene trade of power in January 2025 if Trump loses the political choice, observing about the past president, "You can't love your country right when you win." Harris has overwhelmed in the reviews, both extensively and in significant achievement states since taking command over the dynamic group ticket. She has a significant lead over Trump in another Reuters Ipsos review, putting her at 42% to the moderates' 37% extensively. In a New York Times/Siena School overview, Harris is driving by 4 in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The VP wrapped up her visit through swing states this week with another fiery gathering in Las Vegas, at which she committed to end charges on tips to help industry workers, rehashing a Trump insure. Irritated, he took to Truth Social, furiously posting, "This was a Trump thought. She has no considerations she can take from me." Full story. Biden gives first gathering since leaving official race. President Joe Biden examined the strain from his fellow nonconformists to leave the race as he plunked down for his most critical gathering since transforming into the essential sitting president in over 50 years, not to search for rearrangement. Tending to Robert Costa of CBS News, Biden communicated that while studying showed him perpetually neck with Donald Trump, a portion of my vote-based accomplices in the House and Senate accepted that I wanted to hurt them in the races. Trump campaign says it was hacked and faults Iran. Donald Trump's central goal said on Saturday that a piece of its inside correspondences had been hacked after Politico begun receiving messages from an obscure record that included inward mission reports. Referring to a Microsoft report circulated on Friday that Iranian software engineers sent a spear-phishing email in June to a high-situating expert on an authority mission, the mission blamed a news sources hostile to the U.S. In the report, Microsoft didn't perceive the mission assigned by the email and declined to comment when moved nearer by Politico. Late on Saturday night, Trump introduced on Truth Social, "We were just taught by Microsoft organization that one of our various locales was hacked by the Iranian government. Never something respectable to do. They were just prepared to get transparently available information anyway. Incidentally, they should not be doing anything of this nature. Iran and others will persist determinately, in light of the fact that our organization is weak and unfit, yet it won't be for quite a while. What Iran doesn't comprehend is that I will make the world a predominant and safer spot, and that is truly perfect for them as well." Here is our report. Trump pummels Colorado after successful get-together promises trip. Donald Trump made on Truth Social close to the start of today. Unprecedented visit to Montana and Wyoming, where I'm driving enormous, and Colorado, whose super-left lead delegate has gone to all-remote majority rule, making the Express a political cesspool where, whether or not you were driving, it would make no difference. Colorado is constrained by the crazy person left that drove the work, resentful about the U.S. High Court, to keep me off the surveying structure. Subsequently alone, Colorado will have a significant Trump vote. Regardless, the multi-day visit raised $28 million for our very productive authority mission. Much gratitude to you, to a really dazzling district of the planet. Iron Focus. The conventional evangelicals who keep up with that Trump ought to change America into a strict government. Alex Hannaford makes. It's October 2019, and in the Roosevelt Room of the White House, then President Donald Trump stays at his workspace in a blue suit, his eyes shut. Around him are 25 people, in like manner shrewdly dressed, and with their eyes shut also. With several unique cases, they're by and large respectably matured white men, and those of them nearest to best lay their hands on him while the room falls calm in request. Among the standard suspects, conventional evangelicals like American Characteristics President Gary Bauer, First Baptist Dallas boss Pastor Robert Jeffress, and Family Investigation Board President Tony Perkins, are a female televangelist named Paula White-Cain, and the head of the Public Hispanic Christian Drive meeting, Samuel Rodriguez. These last two are pioneers in an improvement that is expecting an irrefutably basic part in American legislative issues, fabricating and not completely settled to see Trump reappointed in November so he can continue with their focal objective, to change America into a strict government. This is the new missional recreation, NAR. The super-right evangelicals who accept Trump ought to change America into a strict government. As the past president endeavors to snare his course back to the White House, scores of severe not completely firmly established to see him show up. Alex Hannaford examines the disturbing advancement endeavoring to infiltrate U.S. legislative issues. Trump goes after New York Times after report on generally really dreadful 3 weeks of mission. Donald Trump is frustrated at the New York Times after the conveyance of a spread report on the past president's central goal staggers and inconveniences all through late weeks. Trump made on Truth Social. The floundering New York Times, which is an odd paper displayed to a super-left assembling of crazy individuals, is losing perusers at a record level. Their stories about me are significantly off base, and their looking over is undeniably more horrendous. They are a focal support behind the rot of New York City, which the entire world is watching with shock and misery. Its simply assumption is that I get picked president. I will fix it, and fix it fast. The Times helpfully beat presumptions for second quarter progressed endorser advancement, adding 300,000 new perusers, taking it to 10.8 million print and electronic allies. Trump loves to ensure that New York City is in decline, however, it stays by far the most solid gigantic city in the US, with bad behavior continuing to fall after a little addition during the pandemic. Here is our report on what the Times expected to say with respect to the Trump haul. Trump pushes requests on Harris's race. I expect I was right. The past president moreover suggested Kamala Harris as a bitch in private, according to a report. Celine Dion calls out and derides Trump for usage of Titanic song. Celine Dion has hit out at and derided Donald Trump and J.D. Vance for using her Oscar-winning song from Titanic at his latest show. Moving right along, before the authority-promising newcomer appeared before a crowd of people in Bozeman, Montana, on Friday, August 9th, moderates watched on as a catch of Dion singing her 1997 track "My Heart Will Go On Air" was played on a colossal screen. Without a doubt, that tune, from that film about that disaster, which is generally speaking used as a likeness for any excess unfortunate events.